Hello, uwu, as they say.
Hi.
Hi. We're back with a. We've been doing very special editions of Table Read Tuesday lately. Like we've been playing games and doing stuff. But this is a
We
very
really have.
yeah. We should maybe we should start a Twitch channel. I've always wanted to be a Twitch streamer and a gamer.
Bring in that Twitch money. Oh, yeah.
Bring it all. Oh, you know those theater Twitch users.
Oh, yeah. It'll pay for all our shows.
12-hour stream of us learning a very complex tap routine and
Right.
playing Breath of the Wild at the same time.
Uh,
Oh. So we're just here to vibe a little bit today. We have a lot we want to talk about, mostly about upcoming like movie releases and stuff going on with COVID and life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So I think the thing that's on a lot of theater people's minds lately is not only the Dear Evan Hansen movie, which is coming a lot sooner than I thought. It feels like they announced that like yesterday, and now
I know.
there's the trailer. Not only that, but also In the Heights is like not even a month away.
That's scary to me because oh my gosh. So, Dear Evan Hansen is out September 24th. That's soon.
That's like, yeah, you can
Maybe
take
it's
all your
because, like,
friends at school.
summer is already over in my mind, but, like, that's soon.
Hot Girl Summer ended before it began. No,
Absolutely.
no, it's so. I know everybody in the trailer is talking about like how Ben Platt looks like the age disparity is so
Yeah.
big. But like, I don't know. I know he's Jewish and he has the hair, like, but it's just so distracting for me because I'm so used to seeing him being this character with the shorter cut, and pretty much everyone who is Evan Hansen with the shorter cut. So seeing him
Yeah.
with the dorky, big hair, I think it's cute. I think it's in character, and all of the cast.
I
A little mad that they
just
brought Ben Platt and like none of the other cast members, but I mean,
yeah.
I think Amy Adams is a good choice, and all the
Amy
other.
Adams is a great choice because everything that Amy Adams is in, whether it's a drama or a comedy, she excels. That woman never fails to amaze me. And like she's double shooting things right now because she did that. She did that new Netflix movie or whatever. I forget what it's
Yeah,
called,
I
but I
know
want to watch
exactly what
it.
you're talking about. Yeah.
And then she's also doing Disenchanted, which I'm excited for because James Marsden.
You seem like the kind of person who'd be really into Disenchanted.
Um Into Heights is coming out. I'm gonna
Yeah, let's get
cry.
back on topic.
I'm gonna
Heights.
cry.
In the Heights. Oh my God. I am both very excited for this movie and also like not because
Yeah.
I love In the Heights because we were both in the show. Uh, but while we were in the show, I was just going through a really tough period of my life. Uh, so I kind of have a lot of bad memories tied to that show.
You did get your first period during that show.
No, that was during Wizard. I wasn't that late of a bloomer. In the Heights, it's gonna be, and I'm also just afraid because movie musicals are so like up
Yeah.
and down. Like some of the adaptations are really really good, and then some
I
of them
think
like
the thing that's like I think the thing that's like gonna be interesting about it is the fact that like the set, because on stage it's very here's your street, everything happens here. So trying to make that small feeling over a bunch of scenes because they're not
yeah.
just gonna, shoot it in one place. They're gonna go to the family household, whatever. They're gonna go in the salon. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna
I'm
see the scenes without seeing everything else.
yeah, and I'm afraid that like it's gonna be a little too cinematic. Like, do you get that feeling? Like I'm watching the trailer
A
and
little
they're having
bit.
all of these big dance, and I mean they're taking up whole
When the hell
blocks.
was there a pool?
Yeah, there's the one with the pool, and they have all Bonzo where it looks like the whole city is praying for Abuela. And I feel like when it's on a
And then
stage,
even the
it feels
Presencia
more
Fe, I think that's
intimate.
like in like a tunnel.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like the community is supposed to feel really tiny and not like I know it's a whole block realistically, but when you're there
But like a
watching
whole
the
block of
show,
people isn't hundreds and hundreds of extras on set. It's
yeah,
like,
it feels like too big of a scope. But the casting seems pretty solid. I like Lynn as the Piragua guy. I
and
think
I like Christopher Jackson as a Mr. Softy.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that's the vibe I got. I could
Oh,
be
that's
very wrong,
cute.
but I'm manifesting it and I love it.
They find little ways to sneak like if not all, like a majority of the cast back in. Like I
Oh,
think
I know. And then the original Abuela is in the movie.
yeah, I remember seeing something about that, but
Yeah.
I mean, time will tell with that whether it's pretty close to crunch time. Like what is that?
I
Beginning of that month? End of this one?
I think. I don't know. I still don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters or at home because I don't know. It's that's see, I'm not worried about the whole COVID thing with that. My bigger concern is do I want to cry in a couch or in the movie theater? Because I will be sobbing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is I just feel like I don't know, as a theater person who's done the show, I'm afraid about the reception because I mean, we spent a lot of time with it and we had to kind of study it and get really, really vibe with it. But I don't know
Mhm.
how like the normal non-musical going audience is gonna react to, such a mainstream musical movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Because I honestly feel like Dear Evan Hansen isn't gonna do very well in the box office. Like In the Height has, and I know the first trailer just dropped, but In the Heights it has Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's now with Disney behind it, and I mean that ad campaign. I'm seeing ads for that everywhere, not just now, but
no.
like a year ago when it was supposed to come out.
Right.
Is everywhere. I know a lot of people who aren't in a musical theater that are excited to see it. I'm just worried what they'll think about it when they're walking out. Dear Evan Hansen, I feel like if people like at first glance, Dear Evan Hansen looks like an indie film, and I don't know if people
Yeah.
who aren't theater people will go and see it, and I think people will enjoy it. Uh,
I don't think people are gonna get it. And I don't and I think
I
because
don't think it's that hard to get because it's not like big brain like
but not even like hard to understand sort of thing, but like from the fact of like a main character standpoint, it's like why are we making the guy who should be vilified the main, like why are we sympathizing with him? Like he did a bad thing.
yeah.
And it's not that whole thing of like, oh, the hero's the villain. Whoa, crazy cool. It's like you did a shitty thing, Evan. You
Yeah,
did.
because like I feel like theater as opposed to movies, because movies are designed to appeal to a lot more people. That's
Right.
that's
It's
kind
a
of the
bigger
whole thing,
demographic.
you know. But theater has a lot more story freedom because you don't have to work with like ratings. You can say the F word. Um,
I also isn't Dear Evan Hansen gonna have the songs in it too?
don't know because the trailer gave me the impression that they might be playing it straight, but then they are playing "You Will Be Found," but that's kind of like the main song,
But I've
and I feel
heard
like
that
you
they're
can work that
doing
in.
like the songs. Like I don't know. Like I have no clue. And I
I
think
don't
that's why
know.
they've had Ben Platt do it, but like also every other man who's played that role who is, I don't know, 10 years younger could have been there because I don't know. He looks young, but he doesn't look young enough to play a
It's a
teenager
little
anymore. He is aged out,
Yeah, it's
I
it's
think.
very strange with that one because the way that they're filming it, and they have that kind of weird, kind of darker filter over the film.
Yeah.
It looks again, it looks very indie. So I feel like In the Heights, because it's making itself look more kind of not fictional, nonsensical, all that stuff with the bright
Right.
colors and all the extravagant stuff. Like it's clearly pitching itself as a musical, but I feel like Dear Evan Hansen is pitching itself as a drama. So I feel like when they start singing, it really depends on what songs they include and what they cut. Because if they start singing "Sincerely Me," then that's gonna be a complete tone breaker. But if he sings something quieter, like "For Forever" or like "If I Could Tell Her," I feel like
It's
they can
like
transition in and out of that a bit smoother.
from all the trailers, it's like so dark and dreary, and you go into the movie theater and then you just hear, does anybody have a map start playing? That's going to be off-putting.
Ooh, that is. People are gonna be like, "What? Am I in the right
I
theater?" But no, that is the guy with
I
the
think
fro.
Dear Evan Hansen has the capability to be worse than Cats, but not as memeable.
Don't say that. I don't think anything can be worse than Cats. Speaking of bad musical movies, in the Into the Woods has been on my mind recently because I
You
was
think
I
it's bad?
was not only because of awards night, but also because of I was watching the bootleg to the Hollywood Bowl version, and I was like, "Huh, this is very good." And it had me thinking about the movie, and I was like, the movie just like completely missed the point of this musical.
All right, so that's where we part our
They
ways.
take all of the jokes and they play them completely straight.
I
It's a
know, I
really
know.
good video on it, and also
I
I think
just
the
think
casting is kind of horrible.
I just think that the guy who plays Rapunzel's prince is just very
Oh, so you're simping.
not so loud, but yeah. I am also excited to see what they do with West Side Story because I like
Yes.
Rachel Zelger. I'm not a fan of Ansel Elgort, so I'm gonna see if I can meet myself somewhere in the middle because I like West Side Story. I do, and Ariana DeBose is in it. She's also in The Heights. I want to say
Yeah, and it's Spielberg. I feel like, I like he's pretty famous for making good movies.
he's a pretty cool guy who's in a pretty cool industry, if I do say so
Yeah.
myself, and I do.
So Broadway, September, that's when it plans to open up. How
Yeah.
is that gonna work, dog?
That one kind of scares me a little bit because while I am all for getting people back to their livelihood and jobs, they straight up said full capacity all the way. No, like it's straight up. I don't know. That's going to be a little, I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know.
But I mean, the world is, and that's like that's about 4 months down the line,
hmm
and the world is getting better. But the thing is, I don't know if that's a wise thing for specifically New York, because I feel like if they did
Yeah,
that, in other more local theaters, like St. Louis has a big theater scene, but people, when people do go into town to see their shows, it's not as big as Broadway, obviously. Uh,
even Chicago, like
yeah,
that'd be
Chicago. I think they could do that, but New York seems to be the ground zero for all of this,
yeah,
COVID debauchery. And if there were to be a new strain or a new wave, the fifth wave, uh, remember that movie? Hot
vaguely.
Topic. uh, if there were to be a new wave or strain, like it would happen there. And if you're packing people full
hmm
capacity, a bunch of people who have not been in theaters and will pay good money to fill those seats into
Right.
theaters, they will get sick.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, especially too, because it's listen, I'm not saying that Six is the only show that needs to open up on Broadway, but like they were just straight up like, hey, remember all those big ensemble casts? Yeah, those are the shows that are opening first. Not even like the smaller scale, like straight up.
Honestly, I feel like if any theater could have opened, it could have been six because that the theater is smaller and the audience is smaller. And while
Mm-hmm.
it's more intimate, if you had the audience wearing masks and you didn't fill it, I feel like you could have at least done like a show every other night. But
Right.
I'm worried about, I was lucky enough to go to New York a few years ago and to see some Broadway shows. And I saw Brooklyn Mormon, and that theater is big. I also saw Be More Chill, and that theater is big, and it can hold a lot of people, and it has a very big stage, and those shows all have decently large casts. And I'm like,
Hmm.
this is, and I wonder, did they say anything about the stage door policy? Because that's where I'm like, yikes.
I feel like they're probably not gonna have it for a hot minute because they haven't said anything explicitly, but I would imagine no.
If I was an actor, I would not be walking out. You could have a stage door, but I would not be doing. I would not be participating.
Because that's literally a cluster clump amoeba of people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a gaggle of theater goers.
A gaggle of
And,
geese.
speaking of COVID and Broadway, I've just been very reminiscent of pre-COVID theater lately. I hope
Mm-hmm.
soon, like Stage Rats, we can put on a live show. I know we certainly have ideas and stuff ready to roll for that. But like I think it might be because the year is wrapping up and you're talking to the younger theater kids at school and Devin's like encourage them to tell them about your experience in the Shakespeare show. But she's like talk about these experiences, so I've just been thinking about them a lot. And I'm like, man, like it's since it has been a year, I feel like COVID just feels so normal. Like I'm in such a routine, and now I've started finals this week, and it's weird to think that a week after this, I'm not only going to be graduated, but I won't be not even going to school anymore, but not logging in for school anymore.
Yeah, I keep thinking about that too because I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back and see people. I'm gonna have to put on
Yeah.
outfits and like not wear the same pants for a
Wait,
week straight.
so I picture people going into theaters and like it being a whole thing because nobody has done anything with, packed seats in a year. Even if you know, were going out during COVID and you don't care for masks, the world was still emptier. I mean, even if
Yeah.
you're going to Disney World right now, that's only at so much capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere just feels so empty. And it's just weird to picture shows starting up again because theater people and doing shows is such an intimate thing because not only are you in a room with an audience, but you're spending a lot of time with the cast and depending on the show you might need to hug or kiss people, you're definitely goofing around with them, you're tight with them backstage. And I just imagine people being kind of blindsided by that fact and getting really uncomfortable when the world opens up again.
Oh, I know, because it's like at work with the whole, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask in public anymore. It's kind of a little bit of like a shock at first. Like,
You want to yell at
obvious,
people and be like, "Hey, put your mask back on," but it's like, "Hey,
but it's
wow,
like it puts the things in perspective a little bit, I think.
yeah, it's very strange." Though I don't know if I fully want to come out of my hermitage because it's kind of nice, like being
Yeah.
in my room or in my house all day. It's like I have a little studio apartment, and now everything I ever need has kind of moved into my room. Like sometimes when I want to get up and dance, I got a speaker in here now. So now I can get up and jam with my speaker. If I want to work out, I now have a set of
Absolutely.
a little weights in here, so I never have to leave. Uh, all I seriously need is a mini fridge, and I have no excuse to leave this room.
Well, I think that's a good place to end for today.
Oh God, I gotta keep talking for hours.
I know.
My baby don't mess around.
Hey, hey, yo.
It's such a
Well,
part of the stage.
thank you so much for watching. This has been another marvelous Table Read Tuesday where
It.
we have yet
I'm
to table
sorry.
read.
These are so hard to watch. I assume because it's just us talking,
I
and I am
know.
bad at talking.
But you like to do it.
I do. It really makes me feel like I feel like when we do these, we should have a game going because it really makes me feel like I'm on a Let's Play channel.
Oh, I know.
Mm.
So Twitch. Let's do a Twitch.
Hey, I'm Grump. I'm not so Grump. And we are the Stage Rats.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye!